New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life, it's free. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
We're here at Girls Behaving Metaphysically. I am Robyn.
I am Natasha shimmying. We're back because we weren't here last week. So feels good. Feels good to be back.
We're not, and we're like a week behind in our attempt to be structured.
See, there's a lesson. We plan. Oh, I love that Muslim saying. It's like we plan and Allah plan, and surely Allah is the best planner, right? We can make all the plans in the world, but God is running this thing, you know.
That's right.
So it's all good.
So true. So today we are talking about, is that a UFO? And what's a UFO, you ask? I ask because I don't remember what I made it up to be a couple of weeks ago. But basically, it's unidentified falling objects, that things that we don't serve us anymore, that we hold on to, something like that, you know, and just the sacred art of releasing. You know, and because sometimes what falls away from us isn't really a loss. It's a clearing. It's an opening. It's a portal for newness to happen through. So we're going to look at some of that and see what comes up.
Yes. If I were thinking ahead, which my brain, my daughters have been on Easter break. I'm telling you, Australia, they milk every holiday. I'm like, why do they have 2 whole weeks off of school for Easter? Anyways, whatever. So, but if I were thinking, I would have worn my UFO earrings. I'll go get them during the break. They're so perfect. They're perfect. I have UFO earrings. They're literally the shape of UFOs.
You're reminding me that I too have UFO earrings from when we went to visit somewhere that's like 3 hours from here. I can't remember, but it's where the UFOs land.
Area 51?
No, that's Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No, there's a place. I'll figure it out on the break too.
Okay.
And we have one of our aliens listeners out there. Wayne is here with us. Good to see you, Wayne, all the way from Canada. And we are so live. We are just live as can be. Yeah. So welcome. And we are coming to you from separate parts of the world as well. I am coming from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And I am coming, where the hell am I? Okay. I'm coming from Brisbane. That's in Queensland, which is in Australia.
Right. And our producer, who has lost his UFO earrings, also is in a secured bunker somewhere in Ohio. So we are all over the place. So yes, it's a good day, eh? Okay. So how has your week or two been?
Yeah, honestly.
Lie to me.
Okay. I'll lie to you.
No, you don't have to. I'm kidding.
I'll lie to you. I went out on a date. It was wonderful. I have so much hope in dating. And the dating world.
Truth or lie? I'm going to go with not the truth. I've never heard anyone talk about the dating world like that, first of all. Did you go out on a date for real?
I did. I actually did. And it actually was nice. It was really nice. It's just like a lot has changed since I last was single. And yeah, it's not something that I'm thinking that it might be something I'm not ready for.
I mean, I think a lot. Well, first of all, a lot has changed. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And then since you were single, and not to mention that your whole life has changed. Because isn't that like you were single and then you broke up and then you were single again? You broke up with your family and a whole different set of things and values and things you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't regret. I really don't. Some people, I know sometimes people say don't regret things about their lives. Sometimes it's a big cliche, but like, I honestly don't regret anything. And yeah, I am a legitimately single mom of 2 girls, one who is pubescent, and we are literally at different ends of the reproductive cycle, right? Like she's just stepping in and I'm like exiting stage left as quick as possible, literally asking my doctors, can you just remove these organs? Because I never needed them. Because this hot flash stuff is a mess. Anyways, yeah, no, I don't know. Everything has changed. And yes, my whole life is different. And it is totally different. Thinking about what dating means when you're raising children, especially when you're super protective like me. And like, I'm like, I'm not leaving my kids with strangers. So it's really hard for me to get a babysitter because I only trust like 2 people with my kids. So anyways.
Yeah, it's a new world.
Might not be time. I just look to the people who are married and who they stick in there. They've made it work. They keep evolving together. They give me hope. And I can live within that right now, within the hope of that.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, even having, well, on last Sunday, we actually celebrated our 24th wedding anniversary.
That is so amazing.
Ridiculous.
My parents celebrated like their 40th something this year. And I was just like, y'all people are from another planet. I don't know.
It is the weirdest thing, though, I will tell you. I mean, it is. It is like, it's like being from another planet. It's like, first of all, just the concept of 24 years. Like I was thinking the other day, I was walking through my house thinking, wow, I've slept in the same bed with someone for 24 years. That's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all good. It's just when you break it down into those little bite-sized pieces, I just never thought of life like that.
No, yeah.
But I will say, it is no joke. That evolving and growing together and being together. I mean, like sometimes today I was having this conversation with Gil and I was like, in my head, I'm like, haven't we had this conversation for 24 years? Isn't this the same conversation? Why do I have to have it again? I mean, and I guess that happens to everybody, but it's like, I mean, I guess it's kind of like spiritual practice or spiritual learning. Like you go to a center, you go to church, you go to your temple, and it's the same message basically all the time, right? You hear it differently, but I don't know. Marriage is not. It's.
Can I tell you? Look, just for me, your friend. let's do a show on being spiritual and single.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're out there, and we're out there, and we need a voice.
Yeah, and actually, Savannah Noel, who you don't know, but she co-hosts with me when you're not here.
Mm.
She does workshops on that and a lot of things related to that, and just comes from that voice as well about being single, 40 plus and single.
Yeah, or 50 and single.
Yeah.
And the
that
thing
was
is,
the plus. 40
sorry.
plus. That's okay.
Okay. That's okay. No, and I think the other thing is like, I don't see it like, I do know that in the world that we live in that has been shaped by multiple forces, including ones that don't women, that being single is frowned upon. And yeah, that's not like what I'm experiencing. And I'm really peaceful and single. And I could even imagine a life where I stay single. And I don't know, I feel like there's something about that feels super revolutionary for me, but also super spiritual. When I think about where my journey started, right? When I told you to what I now understand is like the ministry when I was like 13, but the truth is it was before that. And I admired the life of like the nuns in my Catholic parish. And yeah, at one point I was like, okay, that's the path. But then I was like, I can't do the nunning. But still a spiritually contemplative life as the primary thing, as opposed to a relationship. I would love to like talk more about that and explore it, right? Because we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, and I think there's also a part though of people that are on a spiritual track, that when they really start exploring their purpose and their mission and what they're here for, that you find some of the things you may have needed in a partnership within yourself, because you're in tune with it. Yes. So I think it's time for the card pull of the week to guide us on that.
Okay, let's do it. So then let's go to break and I can go get my UFO earrings.
Well, that's really the key.
That's the priority.
I didn't want to let everyone know. All right. So that's okay. See, even Wayne says monkey mind. So we're letting the monkey mind out. All right. Tell me when to stop. I am pulling from the Soulful Women cards.
Okay. Some just look like they fell. I'll let you go back to shuffling. Okay, stop.
Well, being with discomfort.
Oh, a lot of that going around. Okay.
Right? All right, let me see here. Being with discomfort. At times of discomfort, I courageously seek my soul essence, which is clear, pure, and luminous. All right. It says, beneath any pain I may feel, my soul essence awaits me. When I am stirred up, hurt, or thrown off balance, I resist running away from my tears or anger. Instead, I allow myself to sink deeper and deeper within myself, and a shift inevitably takes place. I reach my inner light, pure and luminous, still there, still intact. It is as pure as the day I was born, shining, resilient, brilliant, like a diamond. And so it is.
And so it is. Ashe.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of what some of the lessons may be in the dating world. To really just go back within and remember.
Mm. Yeah. I have asked my friends to not set me up with anybody else, please. I have done that. And I have deleted all the dating apps. So I remain relentlessly hopeful and optimistic. Not about dating, just about life and about relationships and about myself. Because you know, it can be hard for a woman to love herself. No matter how spiritual we are, and no matter how much we practice knowing that we are a unique emanation of the divine. We still live in this world, and trying to remember like we're in the world but not of it. It takes a real practice. And loving myself as a woman has been a journey. It's been a journey. And I remain relentlessly hopeful in my own light, to take it back to the card. And someone did, well, one of my friends actually told me, Natasha, you're like ruthlessly, like not optimistic. She said, you're ruthlessly hopeful. I was like, yeah, I kind of am. I kind of am, you know? Everybody's talking about all these things that are happening in the world and in the system and this, that, and the other. And I just know, like, old structures fall apart for new things to be born. And yeah, if that makes me ruthlessly hopeful, then I am ruthlessly hopeful in my own light and in the light of the divine.
Yeah, and I mean, ruthlessly hopeful. I think I understand, while I understand that, I think it's also could be translated into deeply spiritual and deeply faithful filled, you know, because it's like, I think this card, you know, being with discomfort. Hello, I think that's the time we're living in. You know, there's nothing particularly comfortable about anything going on in the world. And especially if you turn on the news, you know. So I think, you know, being able to remember and knowing that, you know, no disrespect to your date or anything. It's not even about that. It's just about, you know, who are you being and what are you bringing? Not so much anybody else out there, you know. Like you said, you're maybe not ready, you know, and that doesn't, you know, I just think I think when we can focus on ourselves and the truth of who we are, you know, it eases the discomfort in some way. You know, I'm not saying it takes it away, because it definitely, there's days that's a journey to remember.
Say it again. I missed what you said.
Oh, that's always a trick. I don't know what I said. Producer Michael, can you play the tape back? I don't know what I said. So being with the you know, I don't know what I said.
Well, you know, what I was saying earlier is that I think we're all sitting with a lot of collective discomfort at the state of the world. And I was saying that one of my friends called me ruthlessly hopeful. And I was like, I am, but and you were saying like, that's deeply spiritual and deeply faithful. And
That's another way to look at it.
It's another way to look at it. And for me, knowing how my mind works, there was actually a recent paper that came out about people who are neurodivergent, and I'm super neurodivergent. I think you know that. I've shared that with you and the world. That we people whose brains are kind of wired like this don't usually do well with mainstream religion and the concept of a personal God, like where. And so what I know in my own self, when I sit with the way all of that has moved through me and the ways I've struggled with it over the years, the reason New Thought resonated with me wasn't because it gave me like a personal sense of God. It gave me a spiritual practice where I could see evidence of the practice and how it looked in my life. So I didn't feel like I was being asked for blind faith. And so the reason I'm ruthlessly hopeful is because I know when I'm practicing the principles, I know how life shows up. That's evidence-based.
Right.
And yeah, and the fact that these principles are universal principles, that is what keeps me like, and yeah, I study history, I study culture. Like when a world looks the way that our current world looks, it is because something new is being formed. So,
right.
And our job is to decide what we name that, and I name it good. That's what I choose to name it based on my spiritual practice.
Right.
So yeah, I'm ruthlessly hopeful. Sorry, my dog is barking because I'm getting a fresh delivery of my favorite non-alcoholic drink.
All right. Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I definitely think that this is a card that, being with discomfort, that we can, remember during the week and hold on to, and just know that, something else is emerging. And like the affirmation says, at times of discomfort, I courageously ask my soul essence, what's clear, pure, and luminous. Oh no, which is clear, pure, and luminous. So trusting and knowing that, the answer resides within, and being able to hold that space.
Yes.
All yes. Right. So we're going to ask you to hold space right now while we take a break.
I'm going to get my UFO earrings.
And while the UFO earrings will come back on. All right. We'll see you right back here on New Thought Media Network.
Come back.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you. Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk, Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Unity of Garden Park, New Thought Philadelphia, the Sunshine Cathedral, Unity of Savannah, and the Ohm Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network. New Thought Media Network proudly presents the Science of Mind Saturday Conversations. Learn more about the Science of Mind philosophy, faith, and way of life. Join our team of experts for a weekly deep dive discussion. Come study the science of mind, chapter by chapter, and resources from the Science of Mind archives. Plan to join us every Saturday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Only on the New Thought Media Network.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life, it's free. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
And we are back. Welcome back. I am Robyn Rice Olmsted.
And I am UFO earring woman.
Nice.
I'm not joking. I was like, I'm getting these. They're great too. I love them. I forgot. I already feel fun. I feel fun now.
I know. I would have gotten mine if I knew where they are, but I threw all this jewelry into a box. But mine were from Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Place. And that's a town that's known for the aliens and all that good stuff here. And it's a pretty weird, fun little town. Like the McDonald's is in a UFO shape there. They have.
I like towns. Like I like Portland. I like places where like they lean into their weirdness. Like it's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. So anyway, that's our topic today, unidentified falling objects. So what does that mean?
Yeah. What have we not identified that is falling away from our life that is a blessing, perhaps, that is allowing us to actually serve what wants to emerge? So that's what I hear when I hear that question.
Yeah, I think, sometimes it feels like we're being hit, by everything at once, or, I don't know, like unidentified falling objects, that things are coming at us from each side and we can't, it's hard to maneuver. And so what does that really mean, and where can we reframe that and look at that in a different way? God, the dogs are crazy today.
I know. They need to let some stuff fall away. They sound like they're holding tight.
You two need to get your own show. Stop it. This is my time. Okay. All right. What it is we have the door open, which we usually don't.
I don't have time to produce another show.
Well, they don't ask for much.
And that my agent told me be wary of working with children and animals.
There you go. I'm
That's
glad
what my
you were
agent
listening.
told me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Michael Mangus, everybody. Michael Mangus, who you can see tomorrow night, Friday nights at 7. No, I don't know. At 6 p.m. Central. No, what time am I in? Sorry. It wasn't as smooth a promo as I would.
Hold it. The Friday Evening Fireside Chat is normally at 8 o'clock Eastern.
There you go.
6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock Pacific on your New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
And wait a minute. What time is that in Australia?
I have no idea.
It's a test question, Michael.
No, say it again. Say it again in the local time, and I'll tell you.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Eastern on what day, though?
It's on Friday.
Your Friday. So that would be Australia Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yeah, see, I win. You're 10 o'clock. I said 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on Saturday. I knew it. Because I added 2 hours to this one. Yay, me. Okay, sorry.
Are you okay? Are you done? Want to get back to the topic?
Okay, let's get back to the topic.
Okay, fine.
See, I'm acting as an unidentified falling object. I just am crashing into the show. Okay, so back to the topic. So, yeah. So, what, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, in my life where that exists. And I don't know right now. I'm sure it does. But, yeah. Do you have you ever felt like something in your life is slipping and you don't feel like you can catch it?
I think I'm sitting with the question differently, though, Robyn. I'm sitting with it as things falling away that probably need to fall away, right? Like, this morning when I was getting ready for work, I was just listening to like some old Louise Hay stuff, and she reminded me about like the river, the metaphor of life as a river. The river is moving, right? It's moving, and the river, when we swim against the tide, against the stream, right? We're swimming against life, right? And, but if we orient ourselves to not swim against the stream, but orient ourselves in the current of life, like the ocean, the river will carry us, right? And the truth is everything we want is downstream anyways. And so when I hear that question about unidentified things falling away, I'm thinking about the stuff that I swim upstream about, that as it falls away and I become conscious of it falling away, I can step into gratitude for it falling away.
Yes, I hear you, and I agree with you, and I also think you're coming from a very enlightened perspective.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think
about it while I get some lip balm because my lips feel dry. So I'm listening.
I just don't think that, I hear you. And sometimes I think we tend to oversimplify it because we have a practice and we have a go-to back to baseline. Even if it takes us a minute to get there, we have a place to go. But when you think back to your, I don't know, teen years, your 20 years, whatever it was that, where sometimes you just didn't get it. Like, why is all this happening and what does it mean? And okay, it's one thing to go, it's all good. It's, we know it's all good. It's all God. And it doesn't feel good all the time. It doesn't, and so like and sometimes we try to hold on to those things that are familiar, that give us comfort. And they may be they could be precisely leaving for that reason because it's time for you to open and expand to them more, which we get. you know, in our logical minds. But I mean, I'm talking about for somebody that's really feeling, that angst, that fear, that pain, that confusion around like holding on to something or letting it go,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. And I think this is maybe a part of not be a good metaphysician, because I do believe it's all God, and I don't always believe it always good, right? And I'm not necessarily sure it is always all good, but I can say it's God. And I don't know, I'm okay with that, right? Like, because life is gonna keep lifing. The whole thing about being earthlings on planet Earth is like we are just constantly sort of given, even the way our brains are structured, like to pay attention to the things that don't work out or don't work well. Like it's literally, so like part of what we spend our times doing in this spiritual practice is reorienting or training the brain to be an ally, or the mind to be an ally, right? To do what in the world of psychology we call cognitive restructuring. That's what Louise Hay does. That's what New Thought is. And that does not require for us to be like, yeah, it's all good. Sometimes it's not, right? Like,
well, I think there's a differentiation though between, it's one thing when you throw out just, oh, it's all good, and to me, it doesn't mean that it's all good. Like, oh, that's good. Oh, good. I mean, obviously pain and the relearning and different things that are happening in the world, you go, that's not so good. And it's the all good to me is that place of trusting and knowing that it's happening for a reason, and that it's at some point it's going to take you to that opening that is good, that does make you stronger, that does make you whatever you're meant to be being made. And before we go on, I just want to address Wayne for a minute, because Wayne, I thank you for blessing our producer. I want to bless you right now, because we've done the card pull of the week and you were here. So the card pull has happened, and the card pull of the week was about being with discomfort. So there you go. You're going to have to rewind after we're done here and log in for that sign of the card and see what it's here to tell you. But thanks for being on top of it and knowing what's happening on our show. All right. So back to the all good.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that, and this is the thing. So I think it also ties into the card, like the part around being with discomfort. So like I said, may not be a good metaphysician, because that duality of like good and bad always gets me in trouble, first of all. So I can say on the one hand, yes, it is all God, everything, because everything comes from this unseen energy made manifest through what we see with our eyes and hear with our ears in the physical realm. I can say all of it is God. And there are some things about it I don't like, but I also don't hold a version of God as this invisible man in the sky doing things to me. Right? It's this, God is this energy that I feel as humans, we get to orient ourselves to it in a conscious, And when we are unconscious, and many humans are, we orient that same energy in ways that just don't feel good or look good. And I'm not going to spiritually bypass that. And I'm still this ruthlessly hopeful person, as I've been called, because I also know that, you know, the arc of the universe is very long. And, you know, like the ant crawling in the grass who sees a jungle, but the human looking down on the grass and the ant sees a lawn. There is a broader purview that I don't have access to because I'm one individuated being that has this particular purview. So for me, spiritually, it is about understanding that there is something always happening in the realm of the unseen. My work is to orient myself in the ocean of life, right? Not to fight against it. I can acknowledge all the things that I don't like that I see that also flow in this ocean. But my job is not to be out here fighting against it. My job is to be constantly orienting myself in the direction of what I want to actually experience in the world. And again, I understand that that possibly does not make me a good metaphysician.
Okay, first of all, I want you to stop saying good metaphysician. I mean, I think so. So this is, I mean, this topic isn't really totally related to what we were talking about, but I mean, I think, you know, how you hold good and bad is a whole conversation.
Yeah. And I don't like to hold it actually that much because it always gets me in trouble.
Yeah.
With my own mind. I mean, with my own mind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but good, bad, you know, failure, success, those are things that, you know, first of all, are so subjective to each individual in each situation. But, you know, I mean, where I've come to understand it or relate to it, you know, and I always laugh at good and bad because when Gil and I were first dating, or before we started dating, actually on a phone call, because I met him on the phone. I didn't know him. You talked in business. And at one point I said to him, well, there is no good and bad. And I could tell that his head was about to explode, you know, because it was like that concept of there is no good or bad was a big deal for him. But I mean, to me, it doesn't mean, to me, it means more that I can't judge it. I can't judge it as, you know, what's bad, you know. I mean, yes, obviously there's things that are not right, that are not just, that are not, you know, humane. That's different to me than putting it out on the chopping block. Like, it's all good, you know. That's, I don't know. Does that make any sense?
It does. I think we're saying similar things, and I think we're saying them in slightly different ways. And yeah, I just know, again, like I said, when I get stuck in the dualism of good and bad, I get in trouble with my own mind. It's not, that dichotomy doesn't work for my mind. And, you know, and here's the other thing, and I'm sorry, I always wear multiple sort of hats in this life, right? So there is the metaphysician, I'm an anthropologist, I'm a clinician. And what I know as someone who works in the area of trauma recovery for my work, right? For my paid work. one sure sign of a brain that is still struggling with psychological trauma is black and white thinking, all good or all bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so the evidence that the brain, the traumatized brain and the psyche are healing is when a person can start to experience life more integrated, right?
Right.
Not living at the poles. And when we look at the world that we live in, right? Even if we look at what is going on in our world politically, people being at the extreme poles of things. You know, Buddha always said, what's the middle path, right? What's the middle path?
Mm-hmm.
Because the mind, when it's at the poles of all good, all bad, it does not serve for a healthy mind, right? Like, and so I guess all I'm saying is where I sit with this concept of things falling away, is that for me, I hold that yes, everything is the divine. Everything is God. But that's the limits of my living at the pole. Right? That's the only pole I'm willing to sort of live at, because it doesn't feel like it's in either direction. It just feels like right down the middle. And so if something is falling away, yeah, I'm human. There are things that fall away that in the moment, I don't want it to fall away.
Right.
And that's, you know, like.
Well, I think that's what we're talking about, though. I mean, it's like there are things, like you said, that we're not going to identify right away as like, oh, I really want that to go away, you know? And so it's really about obviously how you look at it, how you hold it. And, you know, something falling away isn't necessarily mean that you failed. You know, it's freedom. It's moving into that freedom and becoming more of, you know, who you're meant to be. And I think that happens a lot just, you know, with people, especially people who are studying and doing work like this and continually, you know, upping their game, so to speak. It's like a lot of times you don't even know what's going on. You know, it's an unidentified force field. You just know something's happening, you know?
Yeah.
And
you know,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, you go.
Well, I was going to go to another thing. I was just going to say, you know, I mean, so the question sort of becomes on some level, how do you know when something's, you know, meant to be released, or if it's something that needs to be healed within you and repaired, and, you know, all those things and the signs that you have sometimes when all this is happening, you know, like when things are falling away, like, you know, some people get sick and have to stay in bed, and some people, you know, feel a tightening and nervousness or whatever, you know, those different things are.
Mm-hmm.
That was where I was going.
No, that's good. That's good. I think it's fine. And I think what I was going to say still lands within that ballpark of what you just asked. And brings me back to like how I started today, right? Like about like dating and all that stuff. Here's the truth. When my marriage wasn't working for me, I really wanted it to work for me. I did a lot of things to try to make it work for me, right? A lot of things.
For a lot of years.
For a lot of years, right? I paid a lot of people a lot of money to help us, right? So, and it felt like swimming upstream all the time. Not all the time, but you know what I mean. And when I knew that it was falling away and I just accepted that, I felt peace. I felt relief. That's the word I was looking for. And the relief then led to calm. And then led to peace.
That's such a great point. Because you had to be aware of what you were feeling, and really, because I think that's the answer to the question, how do you know when it's, time, when it's time, or when you're supposed to fix it, or when you're supposed to heal it? And your body will tell you, and your mind will tell you if you can just, be with it and understand if you've outgrown a situation, or, or whatever it is that, is this something, that keeps you small or playing safe or familiar, but it's, it's not the right thing, and really being able to go within. And, I think like for a barometer for me is like, is it a limitation? Am I up against the limitation? Is it, and just really being with it, is it something, I can go beyond, kind of thing? And what's the freedom on the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so the body part, you were saying your body will let you know. I think there are really some real specifics about that, right? So that feeling of relief in the body, then that feeling of calm in the body, and then the experience of peace. I always say calm is the gateway to peace, across the board. Yeah.
Yeah. And really being able to identify, I mean, I'll speak from the I know when I'm doing something out of fear, out of obligation, out of, and really being able to be with that and see if that serves you anymore. Well, clearly we could talk about this for a very long time.
Yeah. But guess what? I got to go back to work. But I'm so grateful because, like, Lord, my work is it centers me so beautifully. Like, I literally was saying to someone, I would still choose to do this work if I were completely filthy wealthy, like not filthy wealthy, but like if I didn't need to be a wage earner like most people,
right.
I would still choose to do what I do. And I sometimes do say, wow, I get to do this for work. That's crazy,
I do know. So before we go, I'm going to pull one more card. I'm going to pull a clarifying card for Wayne. Wayne, if you're out there still, you asked for a clarifying card, so here it is. Embracing change. I can't make my hand turn right. Embracing change. So, Wayne, that's what it looks like it's all about. So I hope that clarifies something for you. I will read you what it says right here. It says, with every loss, I understand that something new is about to be birthed beyond what I can imagine. Oh, well, that's kind of where we started, knowing that this is all happening for a reason. And I think my questions to you out there is, if this topic is touching you, then take into the week, what boundaries are actually working for you, what's working for you, what's no longer working for you,
Yes.
And if it's about a person, are they meant to be in your life anymore or not in your life, and gentle release is all good. It doesn't mean we don't love the people that we have done our time with.
Done our time sounds like a prison sentence,
right? Right? But you know what I mean. So anyway,
and if all else, just put on some UFO earrings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll go look for mine now. All right. And listen to your body. Remember, it's talking to you and it's telling you what you need to do, what you need to let go of, what's not serving you. When you get that little stomach ache or whatever it is, that tightness in the neck, take a breath and ask what it's there to teach you. And let us know next week. We'll check in on how it went. Thank you for being here. That's all I have to say.
That's it.
We'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk. Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown. Center for Spiritual Living Denver. Unity of Garden Park. New Thought Philadelphia. The Sunshine Cathedral. Unity of Savannah. And the Om Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network.